Hello students, welcome to Chemical Kinetics. In this session, let us discuss NEET previous year questions. The first question is from 2020. An increase in the concentration of reactants of reaction leads to change in. That is what the question. So once again, an increase in the concentration of reactants of a reaction leads to change in. So here they increased the concentration of the reactant. So what happens when concentration of reactant we are going to increase? Let us see. Let us try to understand answer for this question with the help of energy profile diagram. Let us draw potential energy versus reaction coordinate. By taking potential energy along the y-axis and reaction coordinate along the x-axis, for this reaction where reactant A is converted to B, A is reactant, B is product. So this is average energy of reactant molecule A. To react and form product, they require minimum amount of energy, that is called as threshold energy. So from here to here, this energy is called as a threshold energy. This is a threshold energy. And from here to here, that extra amount of energy that we are going to supply so that reactant molecules are going to get the threshold energy is called activation energy. So when we supply this activation energy, reactant molecules, they react and they are going to give us the product. So here in this reaction, reactant A is converted to B. So when concentration is increased of a reactant, of course, so what happens? Is this threshold energy is going to increase for that reaction? Answer is no. There is no increase in the threshold energy. Is activation energy required for the reaction is going to change? No. Activation energy that once again remains same, whatever may be the number of the reactant molecules. So once again answer is no. What about collision frequency? Collision frequency means number of collisions per second per unit volume. Number of collisions per second per unit volume. That is called as a collision frequency. So that also remains same. Number of collisions per second per unit volume, that also remains same. That is also not going to change. Then what it is going to change? It is heat of a reaction is going to change. So what is change in heat of a reaction? It is delta H, that is equal to total enthalpy of the product minus total enthalpy of the product minus total enthalpy of the reactant. So here, as you increase the number of molecules, more and more reactant molecules converted to product. So number of product molecules are more, number of reactant molecules are more, hence their total heat content is going to be more. So automatically this difference is also going to be more. So it is the heat of a reaction that is going to change. So change in heat of reaction is going to be the correct answer. Students, I hope that you understood. So as you increase the number of reactant molecules, so total heat content of reactant increases. Okay, so automatically heat of the reaction is also going to increase. Now let us see the next question. The rate constant, they given rate constant for first order reaction, that is equal to 4.606 into 10 to the power minus 3 second inverse. The time required to reduce 2 gram of reactant to 0.2 gram. So it is a direct and a simple question. We people have to find out the time required to reduce concentration from 2 gram to 0.2 gram. So they told first order, let us use rate constant equation of first order. K is equal to 2.303 divided by T log initial concentration R naught divided by remaining concentration R. So here students, R is remaining concentration. We people are asked to find out T. So T is equal to 2.303 divided by K. K value they given 4.606 into 10 to the power minus 3. So log R0 concentration is 2 gram. So required to reduce it, automatically remaining concentration is 0.2. So this is nothing but 2.31 time and 4.62 times. So it is 1 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 here, and log. So this 0.2 can be written as 2 into 10 to the power minus 1. 2 and 2 cancels. It is nothing but log 10. Log 10 we know students, it is 1. 1 by 2 means it is 0.5. So 0.5 into 10 to the power plus 3. That is nothing but 500 second. So correct answer is option B. Next question. For a chemical reaction of formation of ammonia, the correct option is, so we have to write differential rate with respect to reactants and products. Let us write rate is equal to decrease in molar concentration of nitrogen divided by dt, that is equal to stoichiometric coefficient should be taken reciprocal, that is minus 1 by 3 change in molar concentration of hydrogen divided by dt, that is equal to plus 1 by 2 change in molar concentration of ammonia. Here plus sign indicates increase in the concentration of ammonia with time. So this is what the relation we have. Now let us compare this. In the first case, minus 1 by 3 dH2 by dt we have, and here next in the case of ammonia also we have minus, hence this can't be the correct answer. In the case of option B, minus dN2 by dt we have, that is equal to 1 by 2 d change in molar concentration ammonia by dt. So this is going to be the correct one, hence correct answer is option B. Now let us see the next question. If the rate constant of first order reaction is K, then time required to complete 99% of the reaction. So here we have asked to find out time required to complete 99% of the reaction. So let us write rate constant equation for first order. K is equal to 2.303 divided by T log initial concentration R0 or divided by remaining concentration R. So we people are asked to find out a time required for 99% completion of the reaction. Let me write a T 99%, that is equal to 2.303 divided by K log initial concentration divided by remaining. See students, 99% they told, automatically initial concentration is going to be 100, remaining is going to be 100 minus 99. For completion of 99, automatically remaining is 1. 2.303 divided by K, it is nothing but log 100 divided by 1, log 100 is 2. So 2.303 into 2, you know that it is 4.606 divided by K. So it is nothing but option C. Now let us see question number 5. The correct difference between first order and the second order reactions is that. Let us see first option A. The rate of first order reaction does not depend on the reactant concentration. We know this statement is wrong because rate of first order reaction can be written as rate is equal to K into molar concentration R to the power 1. Hence rate is directly proportional to molar concentration R. Second statement, a first order reaction can be catalyzed. Second order reaction cannot be catalyzed. So this statement is also wrong. Any ordered reaction can be catalyzed. There is no restriction for it. The third option, the half-life of first order reaction does not depend on initial concentration A naught. So this statement is correct because we know equation T half for first order reaction is equal to 0.693 divided by K. It is independent of initial concentration. Second statement is second order reaction does depend on initial concentration A naught. This is also true because the T half of second order is inversely proportional to initial concentration of the reactant. So hence this statement is correct statement. Answer is option C. Question number 6. When initial concentration of the reactant is doubled, half-life period of zero order reaction, how it is going to vary? That is what the question. Students, we know that for zero order reaction, T half is directly proportional to initial concentration of the reactant. So it means that when initial concentration is going to get doubled, half-life is also going to double. Half-life is also going to get doubled. So for this question, answer is option C. So why like this? Because half-life is directly proportional to initial concentration. Next question. The mechanism for a hypothetical reaction they given. This is a hypothetical reaction. X2 plus Y2 gives 2XY. So it takes place in sequence of three elementary reactions. First one is the decomposition of X2, that is a fast reaction but reversible. Second one, the X formed in the first reaction combines with Y2 form XY and Y. And third one, X and Y combine to form XY. Okay, the overall order of the reaction will be, so we people are asked to find out overall order of the reaction, students. We know that in the case of complex reactions or in the case of multiple step reactions, it is a slow step that is going to determine rate of a reaction. Hence I can write rate is equal to K into molar concentration X to the power 1 and Y to the power 1. But the intention of giving this reversible reaction is to write equilibrium constant K. So I write K, it is nothing but product of molar concentration of product divided by molar concentration of reactants. In other words, I can say that the molar concentration X whole square is equal to K into molar concentration X2. Or I can write molar concentration X is equal to square root of K into square root of X2. Let us substitute this X in rate equation. So when I do that, rate becomes equal to, rate is equal to K into, it is square root of equilibrium constant K, molar concentration of X2 and molar concentration of Y2. So when I multiply two constants, I am going to get a new constant. Let me call this K dash, and I have X2 to the power half. Square root means it is nothing but half, and Y to the power 1. So hence overall order is half plus 1. That is nothing but 3 by 2. That is nothing but 1.5. So answer for this question is C. Students, whenever they give complex reaction and ask you people to find out rate, be careful about the reaction that is reversible in nature. You have to take use of that reversible reaction, and equilibrium constant related to that one should be considered, and the value of that should be substituted in rate equation like this to get the order of the reaction. So be careful. Now let us see question number 8. The first order reaction has a specific reaction rate constant. It is nothing but rate constant 10 to the power minus 2 second inverse. How much time will it take for 20 gram of the reactant to reduce 2 grams? So once again we have to find out K value. First order they told, hence I can write K is equal to 2.303 divided by T log initial concentration R naught divided by remaining concentration. So I am asked to find out the time. So let me write time T is equal to 2.303 divided by K value, that is 10 to the power minus 2 log initial concentration 20 gram and final concentration is 5 gram. It is nothing but 3.3 into log 4. Students, I request you people to learn log 1, log 2, log 3, log 4, log 5, log 6, log 7, log 8, log 9 and log 10. Because even the people are not going to give you log values. Here I can write 2.303, 10 to the power minus 2, log 4 means 0.60, 30 or 20 we have. So I can write this 2.3 into 6 into 10 to the power minus 1. If I take this to numerator 10 to the power 2. So if I multiply these two, so I am going to get 13.8 and into 10. So automatically 138 seconds. Which option? Option A. Next question, the decomposition of phosphine on tungsten. So generally what we say, any reaction that takes place on the surface of the catalyst is going to be zero order reaction. At low pressure is a first order reaction. It is because, students, at low pressure surface of the catalyst is not saturated. It is not going to have sufficient number of phosphine molecule on its surface. Hence what happens, rate is going to be directly proportional to the concentration of phosphine molecules which covered the surface. So hence rate is proportional to the surface that is covered by the phosphine molecule. This is going to be the correct answer. So this is applicable at low pressure. Students, remember the reaction take place on the catalyst is going to be zero order generally, but not in the beginning, not at the end. Once saturation takes place, then only that reaction is going to be zero order reaction. Next, the rate of first order reaction is 0.04 mole liter inverse second inverse at 10 seconds and 0.03 mole liter inverse second inverse at 20 seconds. After initiation of the reaction, half-life period of the reaction. So here they told first order. For first order we know half-life period T of is equal to 0.693 divided by K. This is what the formula we have to calculate half-life of a first order reaction. So to calculate we require K value, students. By using remaining data whatever given in the question, let us try to find out K value. So they given rate is equal to K into molar concentration A to the power 1 I write for first order. So automatically rate they given 0.04 is equal to K we don't know, molar concentration A I have written for the first order. So first order, let me call this A1, students. First value, let me call this A1. Okay, let me call this equation number 1. Similarly, I can write 0.03 is the rate at a time 20 seconds. Let remaining concentration at that time be A2. Okay, let us divide equation 1 by 2. When I divide equation 1 by 2, what I get? I am going to get A1 molar concentration divided by A2 molar concentration is equal to 0.04 divided by 0.03 because K and K is going to cancel. Nothing but 4 by 3. I have 4 by 3. In other words, I can say that the molar concentration A1 is 4 molar concentration A2, that is equal to 3. So I got two concentrations. Now I need to find out half-life period of a reaction. Students, let initial concentration be the first one. Let initial concentration be the first one, that is 4. Okay, and remaining concentration. So after reacting, what happens? Concentration of the reactant decreases. So let this be R and let that is equal to 3, and this change in concentration is going to take place in a time of 20 minus 10, that is equal to 10 seconds. So I have initial concentration, let me take it as initial, let me take it as a remaining, okay, and that takes place in a time span of 10. So now I am going to use the first order rate constant equation to solve this. So how? K is equal to 2.303 divided by T log molar concentration R naught, that is initial, and R is the remaining. So it is the 2.303 divided by T. In 10 seconds this is going to happen, log 4 divided by 3. So I can write it as 2.303 divided by 10. Log A by B can be written as log A minus log B. So that is nothing but 2.303 divided by 10. Log A, log 4 means it is 0.6030 like that I get, and log 3 means 0.4771 I get. Okay students, so automatically 2.303 divided by 10. So what I am going to get here? So here I am going to get 9, here 12 minus 7 I am going to get 5, 9 minus 7 I am going to get 2, 5 minus 1 I am going to get. So 0.1259 I am going to get as a value. So I can write this as 2.3 into 1. Nearly 2.5 I can write, okay, into 10 to the power minus 1 if you want you can write. Here the answer comes out to be nearly, that is equal to 0.02899. Nothing but I can write 2.8 into 10 to the power minus 2. Now we have this equation, and in that one let us substitute 0.693 divided by 2.8 into 10 to the power minus 2. It is nothing but 69.3 divided by 2.8. And suppose if I solve that equation, then my answer is going to be nearly 24.1 seconds. So do I have? Yes, that option is available. So it is option number C. Now let us move to the next question. The addition of a catalyst during chemical reaction alters which of the following? So this is a simple question. You know that we have seen a graph of potential energy versus reaction coordinate, and this is a reaction takes place in the absence of catalyst with high activation energy from here to here. So when I use catalyst, it is going to provide an alternative path of lower activation energy from here to here. Let me call this E dash. This is activation energy. So it is activation energy that is going to decrease in chemical reaction that is carried out in the presence of a catalyst. Next question. The activation energy of reaction can be determined from the slope of which of the following graphs? We can calculate that with the help of Arrhenius equation. K is equal to E to the power minus A by RT. So ln K is equal to ln A minus A by RT. It is of the form y is equal to mx plus c, and I can draw the graph by taking ln K along the y-axis, 1 by t along the x-axis, with the intercept is equal to ln A and the slope is equal to minus A by R. So what is the answer? Ln K versus 1 by t. The rate constant of a first order reaction, they not mentioned order. The rate constant of the reaction is 0.6. So the given K value, let us write down. K is equal to 0.6 into 10 to the power minus 3 mole liter inverse second inverse. Students, please note down this unit. This unit of K indicates it is not a first order reaction, it is a zero order reaction. So be careful, it is a zero order reaction. If the concentration of A is 5 molar, concentration of B after 20 minutes. Okay, once again be careful, here they asked minutes, but here they given rate constant in seconds. So be careful. Now let us calculate. K is equal to R naught minus R divided by time. What is R naught? R naught is initial concentration when time t equal to 0. What is R? Remaining concentration. So what is molar concentration? R naught minus R, that is nothing but reacted. That is nothing but amount of product formed. How much that is going to react, that much amount of product is going to form. So we need to find out R naught minus R. R naught minus R is equal to KT. K they given 0.6 into 10 to the power minus 3. T they given after 20 minutes, 20 into 60 second. Let me write like this, because here they given K in terms of second inverse. Okay, so it is nothing but 6 into 10 to the power minus 4 into 20 into 60. So when I multiply that, I can write this 6 into 2 into 6 into 10 to the power minus 2. So automatically I can write 72 into 10 to the power minus 2, nothing but 0.72. Which option? Option C. When initial concentration of reactant is doubled in a reaction, its half-life period is not affected. So half-life is independent of initial concentration. Obviously order of the reaction is first order. We solved simple question of this type. Students, now let us see question number 15. What is the activation energy? So people are asked to find out activation energy for a reaction. If its rate doubles, okay, when the temperature is from 20 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. So let us solve this. For this we have to use Arrhenius equation. So equation is log K2 divided by K1, that is equal to, we know that is equal to EA divided by 2.303 R into T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. So here T1 temperature is nothing but 273 plus 20 degrees Celsius, that is nothing but 293 Kelvin. And T2 is equal to 273 plus 35, that is equal to 308 Kelvin. Now let us substitute log 2, that is nothing but 0.3010, EA 2.303, R we know 8.314, T2 308 minus 293, 298 into 308. So when I solve this, activation energy nearly comes out to be 34.7 kilojoules per mole. So for this question, option is A. For a reaction between A and B, order of with respect to A is 2 and order with respect to B is 3. The concentration of both A and B are doubled. The rate will increase by factor. So let us solve this. Let the initial rate be K into molar concentration A and molar concentration B. Second order they told, this is third order, let it be equation number 1. So when concentration of both A and B doubled, final rate is equal to K into 2A square 2B cube. Call this equation 2, simple equation 2 divided by 1. So R final divided by R initial. Here K is going to cancel, A is going to cancel, BB is going to cancel. Only remaining is 2 square and here 2 cube. So it is 8 into 4. And answer is going to be 32. So your final rate is going to be 32 times more than that of initial rate. Question number 17. A reaction is 50% completes in 2 hours, 75% completes in 4 hours. The order of the reaction is okay. So initially we have 0. Let me write reaction completed 0, 0 to 50 completed, 50 to 75 completed, like that. Okay. So this is remaining. How much? Let us see that. Remaining when time t equal to 0. So remaining is 100. When time t 50%, remaining is also 50. When time t 75%, the remaining is going to be 25. Students, they given that 50% completes in 2 hours, then 75% completes in total 4 hours. So from this you can see that we are reducing the concentration from 100 to 50. So it is going to be first half, 50 to 25, this is going to be second half. So here half-life is independent of initial concentration. When I take 100, half-life is 2. Okay. And then 50 to 25, so once again half-life is 2 only, because they told that time required for 75% completion is 4. So that means from 50 to 25 is once again 2. So from this it is clear that half-life they given and it is independent of initial concentration. That means it is a first order reaction. Next question. In a reaction A plus B to give the product, rate doubled when concentration of B doubled, rate increases by factor 8 when concentration of both A and B are doubled, rate law. So that we have to find out. So let us write rate law. Rate is equal to K into molar concentration A to the power X, B to the power Y. Our aim is to find out X and Y. Rate doubled when concentration of A alone doubled. So let me write this. Rate increases by 8 times when concentration of both A and B doubled. Okay, let me write this. This let it be 1, this is let it be equation 2, this let it be equation 3. Equation 2 divided by 1 gives us the X value. So R going to cancel, KK e to the power X is going to cancel, B to the power Y is going to cancel, only remaining 2 is equal to 2 to the power X, X equal to 1. First order with respect to A. Equation 3 divided by 2, if I do that, then RR is going to cancel, A to the power X, A to the power X is going to cancel, KK, BB, everything is going to cancel. Remaining is 8 divided by 2, that is equal to 2 to the power Y. It is nothing but 4 2 to the power Y. 2 square is equal to 2 to the power Y. Y is equal to 2. Second order with respect to B. So option A. Question number 19. In a zero order reaction, for every 10 degree rise in the temperature, rate double. If the temperature increases from 10 to 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And he told that for every 10 degree rise in the temperature, rate is going to be doubled. From 10 to 20, 2 times. Double of that 4 times. 8, 16, 32, 64. And this is 128, 256, and finally 512. So it is going to be option D. Activation energy EA and rate constant K1 K2 of a chemical reaction for two different temperatures T1 and T2 Kelvin are can be written as, we know it is Arrhenius equation, ln K2 by K1 is equal to A by R 1 by T2 minus 1 by T1. So here this can't be the answer because the T1 minus T2 we get. This can't be the answer. This can't be the answer because here T2 minus T1 is there, but here negative is there. This can't be the answer because already here positive is there. Only this can be the answer because once I solve this, I am going to get a T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. Which one of the following statements for the order of the reaction is incorrect? Order determined experimentally, correct. Not influenced by stoichiometric coefficient, correct, because whatever number of moles we get, they are experimentally determined rate values. Order of reaction is sum of power of molar concentration terms, correct. Order is always a whole number, no, even it can be fraction, hence incorrect statement is going to be option D. Next question. The rate of reaction can be written in 3 ways. They written, and we have to find out relationship between K, K dash and K double dash. So let us write rate is equal to K. Let us write a differential rate. So rate is equal to minus 1 divided by 2 change in molar concentration of NO2O5 divided by dt, that is equal to plus 1 by 4 change in molar concentration of NO2 divided by dt, that is equal to increase in the molar concentration of O2 divided by dt. Now let us substitute these things. This dNO2 by dt, that is equal to nothing but K into N2O5, okay. And this dNO2 by dt is nothing but here we have K dash N2O5, and finally this dO2 by d2, that is equal to K double dash into N2O5. So let us multiply 4 on either side. So if I do, then I am going to minus 2 into K into N2O5, that is equal to 1 into K dash into N2O5. So here I am going to get 1 by 4 multiply by 4, hence I am going to get 4 K double dash into N2O5. So if I simplify, students, I can say the relation between these two, K dash is equal to minus 2K into N2O5, and whereas the relationship between these two is nothing but K double dash is equal to K divided by 2. So it is option B. Next question. During the kinetics study of the reaction, following results are obtained. So we have to find out the rate law or rate equation. So let us write the reaction rate equation. Rate is equal to K into molar concentration A to the power x B to the power y. Let it be like this. So first initial rate 6 into 10 to the power minus 3 is equal to K into molar concentration 0.1 to the power x, 0.1 to the power y. Let it be equation 1. Similarly 7.2 into 10 to the power minus 2, that is equal to K into 0.3 to the power x, 0.2 to the power y. Let it be 2. and 2.88 into 10 to the power minus 1, that is equal to k into 0.3 to the power x, 0.4 to the power y, call this 3, and at the end 2.40 into 10 to the power minus 2 is equal to k into 0.4 to the power x, 0.1 to the power y. Let it be equation 4. Let us choose two equations in such a way that I can get x and y values. I am going to choose equation 1 and 4. 4 divided by 1. If I do, then 2.40 can be written as 24 into 10 to the power minus 3. Students, this can be written as 24 into 10 to the power minus 3. Please see that. Divided by 6 into 10 to the power minus 3. So 0.k into 0.4 to the power x divided by k into 0.1 to the power x. Whereas this 0.1 to the power y and this is going to cancel. So this is going to be 4, that is equal to kk cancel. This is nothing but 4 to the power x, and x is equal to 1. First order with respect to a. Okay, now let us choose the two equations, these two. 3 divided by 2, if I do, then I write this 28.8 into 10 to the power minus 2, and this is 7.2 into 10 to the power minus 2. This is part is going to cancel, remaining is 0.4 by 0.2, 2 to the power y. This is nothing but 4 times, in other words 2 square is equal to 2 to the power y, y is equal to 2, second order with respect to b. Hence it is option D. Half-life of substance in certain enzyme catalyzed reaction is 138 seconds. The time required for the concentration of the substance to fall 1.28 milligram to 0.04 milligram. Okay, half-life they given. Let us find out K first. K is equal to 0.693 divided by T half. So 0.693 divided by 138. So we know equation K is equal to 2.303 divided by T log molar concentration R0 divided by R. R0 is initial, R is remaining. So time we have to find out 2.303 divided by 0.693 divided by 138 log. This is 1.28 initial concentration, this is 4.14, 0.04. So when we solve this, we are going to get the answer that is equal to, first solve this, what we are going to get, let us see that 2.303 into 138, it becomes divided by 0.693, this becomes log 32, log 3 value we can write, nothing but log 3 is 0.4771, log 32 is 1.5 or 4849, like that I can write. 2.303 into 138 divided by 0.693. So let us solve this, students. 2.303 into 138 into 1.49 divided by 0.693, and answer comes near to 689 or 690, near to this, option C. Next, last equation for this decomposition of dinitrogen pentoxide to form nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. The value of disappearance of N2O5 is given. The rate of formation of NO2 and O2 should be calculated. So let us write relationship between these three. Rate is equal to minus decrease in the molar concentration of N25 divided by dt, that is equal to plus 1 by 2 decrease in the molar concentration of NO2 divided by dt, that is equal to 2 into increase in molar concentration over 2 divided by dt. So value is given 6.25 into 10 to the power minus 3, 6.25 into 10 to the power minus 3. Students, we asked to calculate rate of formation of NO2. Rate of formation of NO2 means only this much. So automatically this becomes into 2. Into 2 means 12 into 10 to the power minus 3 or 1.25 into 10 to the power minus 2. We have two options for that. And here it becomes 1 by 2 means 3.125. So we have that is only one option, option B. Thank you, students.